Hello students, in the continuity of the ecosystem, we'll be dealing about the energy, we'll be dealing about the decomposition actually. Probably in the last video, we told about the productive, we emphasized about the components of ecosystem. We dealt about the productivity, I used a word called as decomposition. In our future classes, we'll be dealing about the energy flow and then nutrient cycling. And today in our class, we'll be dealing about the most important aspect called as decomposition. Probably before going into this session, you would have taken a lead, right? For example, no, a dog or any animal which would have died in roadsides, it would have got decomposed, right? So before going into the session, what should be in your mind? What happens if there is no bacteria and fungi? What happens? Things will not be decomposed and materials will not be recycled. So it is a breakdown of complex organic material. Say for example, it is a breakdown of complex organic material. Yeah. So, what is decomposition? It is a breakdown of complex organic matter by decomposers, that is bacteria and fungi, into the inorganic substances like CO2, water and nutrients. If there is no decomposers, there will not be nutrient cycling. So, it is largely an oxygen requiring process. Again, it is an expected question. And raw materials for decomposition, it is called as detritus. Yes, if you are a repeater, you should get that in mind. Detritus food chain should come to your mind. If you are a beginner, please do listen what we are saying. So that is going to be the dead plant remains, that is the leaves, barks, flowers, etc. Dead remains of animals and fecal matters. Of course, these are the detritus, the decomposition materials. Then the steps in decomposition are basically fragmentation, leaching, catabolism and mineralization. So it is going to be, we'll be dealing about each and every aspects of this now. Fragmentation, imagine no, a dog has died, an animal has died, right? And it will get decomposed by fragments and fragments. And the skin and other substrate would have leached. They go for catabolism, that is breaking. They'll convert it into humus. And finally, these humans are converted into minerals actually. So what is fragmentation? The breakdown of detritus into smaller particles by detrivorous, that is going to be the earthworm is basically called as detrivorous, and that is called as fragmentation. Leaching, water soluble inorganic nutrients go down to the soil origin and precipitate as unavailable salts, that is called as leaching. You are supposed to make a note of that water soluble inorganic nutrients, come on please to make a note of it, water soluble inorganic nutrients go down into the soil and precipitate as unavailable salts. Catabolism. Catabolism is again the degradation of detritus into a simple inorganic substances by the bacterial and fungal enzymes, and that is called as catabolism. And what is the thing? This above three process occur simultaneously. They occur simultaneously, which is being followed by, yeah, that's I told you, right? An animal would have died. As a fragments, it would have got destroyed, and this is the thing which would have observed in your everyday life actually. So which has been followed by humification, that is the accumulation of humans. Yes, please do make a note of it. The dark amorphous substance is going to be the humus. That's an expected one-word question in soil. And humus is resistant to microbial action, so decomposes very slowly. You may get a question, humus decomposes fastly. No. The statement is wrong. Humus decomposes what? Extremely slowly, and being colloidal in nature, it serves as a reservoir for what? Nutrients, and this is one expected question which you get. Which has been followed by what? Mineralization. All the humus has to get what? Mineralized. It has to be turned into minerals. Before going into the topic, I've asked you a question. What happens if there is no decomposers in the world? Dead bodies will remain as such, and nutrient cycling will not be happening. So that is what is the content over here, and it is the release of inorganic nutrients, yes, due to the degradation of humus by some microbes. So these are the steps which has been taken at the time of decomposition. So again, you have this food chain, right? This will be there in an NCRT, right? A tree which is growing in soil, the leaf that falls off, this has been, this has been eaten by what? Some are eaten by the insects and other animals. Nutrients enter the food chain or food web. Yes, it goes there. Some nutrients leached by the chemical action. Yes. Well, furthermore, it is organic rich soil. You know, right? They'll say, no, the little leaves also serves as a good compost or humus actually. So again, this goes as a rich nutrients to the soil. What is the next thing? Of course, it is being decomposed. Yes. Yeah. See here, largely leaves are partially consumed by decomposers such as fungi and bacteria. They begin to lose their form and become to litter. So this is again a flowchart just for an idea. Yeah. So factors influencing decomposition. Yes, what are the factors? One, the chemical composition of detritus. First thing, the decomposition is decomposition rate is lower in the detritus, which is rich in lignin and chitin. So lignin is present in plants and chitin is present in what? Fungus. If it is quicker if the detritus is rich in what? Nitrogen and water soluble substances like sugars. You can make a note of this also. Your detritus is the decomposition becomes slower in terms of lignin and chitin, and it is quicker in terms of the water soluble substances like sugars. And the climatic factors, your temperature and your soil moisture. Warm and moist environment favor decomposition. Yes. Whereas low temperature and anaerobiosis inhibit decomposition, resulting in the buildup of organic material. All these things are some expected question in terms of your NCERT and board exam. So warm and moist soil, warm and moist environment favor decomposition actually, whereas in terms of the lower temperatures, right? Have you ever studied the records that the fossils or say for example, the dead bodies in Antarctica decomposes fast? No, dead bodies in the ice cold conditions remain intact as such, whereas the dead remains which is there in the hotter areas will be decomposed sooner. Yes, so these are the factors which affects the decomposition part. So in the decomposition aspect, we have discussed about what. Come on, try to recollect. What is that? First thing, fragmentation, leaching, catabolism, humification and mineralization, and we have followed about this factors affecting the decomposition. Probably in next class we will be dealing the continuity of this. Thank you, students.